Good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining us on A World Awakening. I almost said Soul School. Oh my God, what a day. Don't look at the mess. Now, see, as soon as I said that, okay, see all this stuff over this shoulder? All of this has places it's got to go tomorrow. We couldn't move it to the barn or to the carport or to the Goodwill or anything because it was pouring. So it only looks like clutter. The whole last show was about decluttering our lives, but first you got to make more of a mess before you actually clean it out. So ignore all of that and look and behold our guest tonight, my friend Van. He's going to have to tell you his last name because every time I try to pronounce it, I screw it up. That he is, we've known each other for a number of years now, and he's just adorable and sweet and drop dead gorgeous. And ladies, just prepare yourselves for this wonder to behold, my friend Van.
Oh my goodness.
Look how cute you are. Oh my God, I could just pinch those cheeks.
Oh my goodness. This is so embarrassing.
I know. Isn't that great? I mean,
Thanks.
who else can get away with it? But this old lady, I can get away with it.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. Thank you very much for the intro. And thanks for having me. This is actually the first time I've been a guest on a podcast.
Really? Oh, yeah. I'll make it worth your while and absolutely memorable.
Yeah, I don't know what to expect. I'm not in control of it, so
neither am I. Bill is the guy with the magic man behind the curtain. He could cut us off in a heartbeat if he wants to. He's got the panel. I'm just looking at my sister's computer.
Okay.
Tell everybody who you are, what you do, what planet you come from, why you are here, and where you are going.
Well, my name is, it's more of a nickname. Nickname is Van. I keep kind of basically two personas. Obviously, this is my podcast persona, and I've got a professional, I work for a pretty big company as well. So I don't want to mix the two personas up. So if it's okay, I'm just going to stick to Van.
Okay.
Okay. So originally born in South Africa, beautiful country, which has unfortunately been kind of seen the back end due to politics, as many countries are these days. And we decided to immigrate to Canada in 2019, just before COVID hit. So we joke around about it now. We probably immigrated during the most difficult time in human history. But
yes.
But I mean, here we are. Mm-hmm. Lived in Dallas, Texas for 6 months as well. It was when I was there for work. So yeah, it's been an adventure the last couple of years. Obviously started doing this podcast, Van's World podcast. It's just been over a year now, and it's been fun. It's a hobby of mine. I really enjoy it. I have the opportunity to speak to very interesting people such as yourself, and thanks again. Thanks for having
me. We basically do the same thing, and I think our motivation is virtually identical, and that is to bring enlightenment into the world. To bring people into our living rooms or on our televisions or our computers that cause us to think a little differently, to embrace different concepts and notions, so that when we're done with our shows, respectively, everybody that has been a part of it has been impacted in a positive way. That's my motivation. That's my mission statement. Does yours vary from that?
Well, yeah. Well, look, I definitely don't want to portray a wrong message on my podcast. My podcast, I basically do things that I'm interested in, which is the subjects being true crime, the paranormal, and mystery. So, yeah, definitely. I mean, with regards to the paranormal, it's it's kind of a realm which I don't think we understand as of yet. I don't think anyone can really 100% understand it. So it is kind of open for debate, but it's kind of, a nice distraction from all the crap that is happening in the world, with politics and all that type of stuff. And I think it's a necessary distraction, to be honest.
Yeah, I think it's therapeutic, not just for us, but for the people that join us. I have a very eclectic but extraordinary group of people that are here every week, and that continues to burgeon and grow over time. Just word of mouth, I think, more than anything. And people are looking for an escape hatch. They're looking for a way to pull themselves not away from reality, because, when you're doing a show about true crime, I mean, these are real cases and paranormal events that really happened, and, that type of thing. So it's not like it's an escape from reality, but it is an alternate perspective on our larger reality. I often say that one of the things that is happening now during what I perceive to be the paradigm shift, which includes COVID, of course, was a leveling of the playing field, where everyone was susceptible. No one was immune. We were all equally afraid for our lives at the exact same time. And it shifted the vibration of the planet. And as that happens, you decide to move literally more than halfway around the world. Weeks before, everything ground to a halt. Everything changed. And we're not going back. We're not. We are having to adjust again to our concept of the new normal. But I think what is happening is that this is a period of, like my show says, a world awakening to itself, a world that is being transformed, spiritual ascension ongoing. A lot of people either losing their minds or getting very much in tune with themselves. And it seems to be a split, it's one way or the other. There's so much that's going on, but I think that ultimately the most important thing that's going on is that we are beginning to see our old reality with new eyes. We are beginning to understand that what once was is no more, and that it's up to us to chart our course forward. So it is a very pivotal time. I perceive it to be a very pivotal time in the course of human evolution and the evolution of the planet. The Canadian people are very different. You probably noticed. I have to be careful
what I say.
I know, but have you made friendships? Like moving. You didn't. I know you moved at a time where everybody isolated, but have you been? I know. Like, the only way you can show somebody how much you care about them is to stay the hell away from them. It's so counterintuitive, but have you made friendships? Do you feel settled there? Do you have any kinship emotionally with Canada?
I think, definitely. I think pretty much wherever I've been. I mean, we've spoken about the UK. I think the last time I had you on my podcast, I think I left for the UK in 2 weeks, and this was over the Christmas holidays of last year. I love the UK. Canada's been great. The Canadian people are lovely, to be honest. Obviously, wherever you go, there are bad apples, but I mean, that's everywhere. That's got nothing to do. You can't judge a whole country by the actions of a few. So Canada's been great. It's a beautiful country. We've lived all over Canada now. It's we started off in British Columbia, and we are currently in Toronto. I loved Texas. Loved it. It's
I'm sorry, but ew.
I loved it. I thought it was very, very similar to South Africa. I think it's very, you know, into its sports and stuff like that. I suppose. Well, look, I can't really talk about the other states, but yeah, I enjoy Texas. I can speak on Texas because I spent 6 months there. Yeah, and I think we also had friends living there from South Africa, which was nice.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I really can't. I just can't.
Which part?
Well, you know, I'll tell you honestly, I did an event there a year or two ago, and I was nervous and a little afraid for the first time ever getting on the stage, and I found myself editing what I was saying, being careful what I was saying, not being too provocative, because I was on a very big stage in an outdoor venue.
Okay.
And there were about 1,200 people there, and about half of them had guns.
I was gonna ask, was it the guns that made you nervous?
Across the border, okay? I don't even want to know who you are. Here's your gun.
Yeah.
I have an issue with that. I'm not saying I'm anti-Second Amendment or, you know, whatever iteration people think that it means, but I was afraid. And I've never, and I had to have security guide me to the stage from the veranda of a very large antebellum mansion, because people were jumping out at me, grabbing at my clothing, grabbing at my hair, leaping up in front of me to take selfies. And I couldn't get 50 yards from the veranda of the house to the stage. And when I did, and I looked out and I saw a sea of people and guns everywhere, I thought, I need to reconsider this. And I don't need to say anything so provocative or so controversial that someone needs, you know, to just, in a moment of decision, choose to wipe me off the planet because I fractured their belief system with a sentence. And I've never, ever been uncomfortable like that. And I never will be again. I will always make sure that wherever I'm lecturing, I feel safe.
Where in Texas was this?
San Antonio.
Oh, really? Okay. Yeah, we were in Dallas. But I mean, Texas is such a massive state. Yeah. Well,
some might say
it sounds like they were
riches. Some might say that.
Yeah.
I got issues. Okay. I got issues with having their own private grid and wanting to operate separate and distinct from the whole entire national grid. And then when it goes down, you know, I don't know who the governor blamed wind turbines when their national grid went down during a snowstorm a couple of years ago and hundreds of people froze to death. Sorry, we're supposed to be in the 21st century. Come on in or get the hell out. That's, you know, but, you know, I have issues. We're going to change that subject and we're going to talk about Canada a little bit more because my favorite place in Canada, I want to know if you went. Have you ever been to Prince Edward Island?
I have not. I have not. I have not. I've heard good things. I mean, it's also such a massive country. We were up in. I've been to Vancouver Island, which is amazing.
Gorgeous.
Yeah, that place is amazing. It really is a beautiful place. And from there we went to. Sorry, I keep on saying we. My wife and I and our two little Scottish Terrier dogs.
Okay, great.
Yeah. So
Scotties, I love them.
Yeah. They care. Well, they pretty much. You know, we live with them. That's kind of the attitude that they have. They're very.
They run your lives.
They run our lives. Yeah.
I've got one too. She's right over there. Not a Scottie. She's a Chihuahua.
She's a Chihuahua.
She runs my life.
Yeah. And well, we wouldn't have it any other way. I mean, I'm a massive animal person. I love animals. I probably like animals more than humans, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, the whole self-isolation thing was, and this was a month after we got here. So we actually self-isolated at a ski resort, which was closed for the season. So we rented out one of the rooms, and it was literally my wife and I, and I think about 4 other people in the whole resort. So it was kind of like The Shining in a sense.
Yeah.
And yeah, this was it. I mean, everyone was wearing masks and stuff. I didn't find out what Canadians actually look like until about March of last year. So it was it was a strange time. I mean, the world's just gotten really, really weird these last couple of years. Yeah.
I don't know what to make of it. I really don't.
I'm to be honest. I mean, I'm an '80s baby. I kind of miss the days where technology wasn't as advanced as it was. I think it kind of gave more meaning to human relationships, whereas today it's kind of like if you want to speak to someone, you just WhatsApp them. Or I mean, I'm speaking to you now. We're in different countries. And back then, it took like a lot of effort, and I think it meant a lot more in a sense of, you had to send either a postcard or, you have to phone long distance and stuff like that. So, I mean, it's obviously it's great, but I think the value of human interaction has kind of cheapened in a sense, if that makes sense. Yeah,
diminished.
Yeah.
And at a time when we need it the most. When we need that kind of contact and, our intimate friendships, the person that you walk up to, that you just pull into your arms and hold on to for so long that you meld with them. And when I go to paranormal events, especially after COVID, where we went really for a couple of years, where we didn't see each other.
Yeah.
The first few events that I went to once we got back out into the world, I don't know how many times I said to people, we'll never take each other for granted again. We never will. It's never going to return to that time where, oh, I'll see you in Michigan, or I'll see you in Rhode Island, or I'll see you here, or I'll see you there. No, we don't take any of that for granted anymore. It changed me profoundly. And I had lectured probably for a dozen years about here comes the paradigm shift. And when it arrived, it leveled me. And a little tiny chihuahua who appeared in my life in January of 2020, just before the World Health Organization declared a global pandemic. She's the one that saved me and got me through it, because she's the reason I had to get up in the morning and function and walk her and feed her and cuddle her and not let her absorb the stress that I felt. Because for a very long period of time, it felt like it was the end of everything. People were dropping like flies. There was no vaccine on the horizon. There was no hope that we were going to get through this without countless millions and millions of people dying. And that is what happened and is continuing to happen. Just in the United States alone, we're losing 300 to 500 people a week to COVID. You don't see it on the news anymore. Nobody really keeps up with much of anything except the CDC and the University of Washington, if you want to get any stats on what's going on. But as a culture, as a society, it's like we just got sick of thinking about it, and we just moved on and said, oh, we almost became fatalistic about it. Like, if I'm going to get it, I'm going to get it. Oh my God, if I don't have some immunity built by now, then let me just damn die. I'm not going to stay locked in the house forever.
Yeah, it's I don't know, the whole COVID thing. Look, I'm an open-minded skeptic, as you know, about a lot of things. my question is, Sweden didn't close and they're fine. Do you know what I mean? A lot of people die each year, with regards to the flu and stuff like that. I'm not saying COVID wasn't legitimate. COVID definitely was legitimate.
I've had it 5 times, and the first time it almost killed me.
Yeah,
and
other
the
friends
last
have
time I had it was
yeah,
pretty bad too.
yeah. Yeah, it's it was a strange time. I just hope we don't get back to a situation like that. I don't think we will. But the thing that I find strange as well is when everyone stopped talking about COVID is when this whole shit show with the Ukraine started.
Yeah.
Then COVID kind of took a back seat in the in the newspaper headlines and stuff like that.
Yes.
Which and I've actually done a podcast episode about this, a solo one with regards to the power of the media. Now, the media, whoever's in control of the media controls a country.
Yeah.
I think the lead singer of the Doors said that. I think Jim Morrison said that.
Jim Morrison did say that.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that is very, very true.
It's very, very scary.
Yeah.
Because unless you're dealing with legitimate news sources, people that are in the field, people that are reporting what is actually happening, then what you risk is being literally brainwashed by people's attitudes and opinions and not what is necessary and necessarily real. And then with the advent of social media, which I consider the new scourge of the earth, and I use it all the time. I mean, I let people know we're doing the show here tonight, posting it all over social media so that we've got an audience. But if you don't use it, it's like fire. You can use it to heat your home or you can use it to burn your home down, and the essential element fire hasn't changed. How's it being utilized? Is it being, in a flamethrower? Is it being used to, to create a heat source to keep you and your family safe? And everything in between. And, I'm the same way that you are. I question everything all the time. What I warn people, though, against is going over the edge into a very deep, dark rabbit hole. It's fine to go exploring, but when you're standing on the edge of that rabbit hole and there's something in your gut that says you better not go down there because you won't be the same when you come back up. That's something to be careful and watchful and mindful. And I just suggest that people use their own God-given intellect to discern what is real and what is not.
Isn't it scary that with regards to news media that there is essentially one truth, but different media outlets will kind of twist that truth
kind of
a certain narrative. Well, kind of is putting it, it's
very mildly and politely. Yeah.
And it's always got to do with that's why I hate politics. Politics just ruins everything to me. And
yet it's the most important aspect of our lives. It is. Politics runs every single country in the world, either runs that country into the ground or lifts those people up, depending on who is in power.
Yeah.
And in most countries in this world, the people didn't decide who was in power.
And the thing is, the people in power for most countries, if not all countries, aren't in it for the good of the country. It's always got to do with some financial gain. It's always follow the money.
I don't think I would paint with that broader brush, because now what you're doing is you're drawing all the leaders of the world and throwing them into the same pot.
Well,
and I don't think. My friend Erin says, where interest lies, honor dies. And that is something that she learned from her father. I believe that's the phrase.
Okay.
And, self-interest. But I do believe, I absolutely, because I know some of them well, I do believe that there are people on this planet in positions of power who are absolutely there for the right reasons and who are essentially altruistic, not doing it for themselves, doing it for the greater good. We just need a lot more of them because it is not the rule, it's the exception. That's the problem.
Yeah, look, I won't say all of them, but I
Okay.
will say the majority of them.
The majority, yes, I
Yeah,
agree.
yeah,
Self-interest.
yeah.
Yeah,
That's why.
because otherwise we'd have term limits. Otherwise,
Yeah.
it wouldn't be a case of the fox guarding the hen house.
Mm,
Otherwise, there wouldn't be so much, let me cover your ass for you, but
yeah.
now you owe me. You know, it's a very, very cynical business.
Mm.
And it is a business. Politics is an industry.
Well, it is, and it's become. I think with the emergence of social media and the internet, it's just become more. It's just become more difficult with, because obviously there's disinformation campaigns and all kinds
Yep.
of stuff, and this just goes back to the whole who controls the media type thing. It's scary times. And the thing is, I think people need to be they have to be kind of open minded, and they have to really do their research before just believing whatever's in the news. And I mean, it's this is the world we live in today.
It is. Okay, but now let's hone in. I'm sorry, I have an itch. Oh God. It's winter, dry skin. What are you gonna do? I think in particular, and because I know of your interest in this, I would like to get your feedback on the information that has been coming out of different countries, but in particular from the Department of Defense in this country regarding they tried to hijack UFOs and rename it UAPs. I'm not buying any of that. There's so much information that they have not disclosed, but a breadcrumb of what there is. But certainly enough to get people's attention. Now, what I really want to talk to you about is why you think that the only reason that there's a hearing in Washington or there's a private meeting behind closed doors, et cetera, which has been going on in the last since 2017. That's been really happening in Washington. Why the only reason that they will divulge anything is because they consider who I consider the galactic family to be a threat to humanity. So if they can't weaponize it, if they can't militarize it, if they can't make it scary and make us fearful about what they're now divulging, which is the size of a snowflake on the tip of an iceberg as large as Antarctica. And so I still feel betrayed. I still feel lied to. And I have access to way more information just doing what I do than most people have. I know the inner workings. I know people in NASA. I know people at the Pentagon. I know people who I can't even say their names. But I know what they know because they trust me not to say their names. And we're still there in 2023 on the verge of 2024. And we're still there. So how do you interpret all of this, Van? I mean, how do you think in terms of what has been forthcoming from different countries? Canada has been more forthcoming than the United States has been.
It's such anything to do with the paranormal, particularly if you talk about UFOs and stuff. First and foremost, to me, I definitely don't think we're alone in the universe. It just doesn't make sense to me that we will be.
Ridiculous.
Yeah,
just a notion.
And the thing that makes it my personal stance on it, from a personal standpoint, I don't exactly need disclosure from the government to validate that belief. I think if people, because I mean, disclosures is going to come out. It's been promised to come out every year now for I think the last 4 or 5 years or something like that. So yeah, I don't think
Sorry, he needed a hug. No, baby, here you go. Yeah, well, actually, Van, it already has. I mean, it doesn't need to come from a podium in the White House.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I don't need Biden, Trump, or whoever's in charge or whatever world leader to tell me that we are not alone in the universe. And I think this whole thing of we won't be able to handle it is bullshit. I mean, it's really. And the other thing is,
it's insulting.
Yeah, and if we were going to be in danger, or if they were a threat, we would have been wiped out a long time ago, in my opinion.
A long time ago.
Yeah. So I don't know. The thing is, I don't know. I've got this thing that everything has to do with money. Because
you're right. And that's because you're right.
Because a lot of these UFO research, these funds that are, it happened on Skinwalker Ranch, I think with ATIP. It was a government-funded thing for $20 million. Nothing is known about it. Or there's not much that's been disclosed about it. And yeah, I think Stanton Friedman, I think he said something along similar lines that, it is people are kind of using the whole UFO narrative for financial gain.
Yes.
And so to me, I've looked down the UFO rabbit hole. I mean, you go from Roswell, Bob Lazar, all that stuff. It at the end of the day, whether it's true or it's not true, it's not really going to change my perception on the fact that I don't think we're alone in the universe. And if it turns out we are alone in the universe, I mean, that's fine as well. It's yeah, I just don't think that we are. So I think people need to just for their own sanity, just stop looking for proof from governments and stuff like that. Because why do you have to have it from the president or from the Pentagon or whatever?
No, not when there are millions of people in this world.
Yeah.
That are contactees, that are experiencers, that have had close encounters of one kind or another. And so I think that we are the point of disclosure. I had my first conscious contact at the tender age of 13. I had just turned 13. And it was, I won't say it was traumatizing, but it was my personal paradigm shift. It was when I realized that suddenly other experiences that I had had as a younger child suddenly made sense. And I understood what it was. And then the next logical question was, why me? Why me? Why am I seeing this? And what I saw as a 13-year-old, I didn't have identified for me until 45 years later at a UFO conference. And that's when I found out that many, many, many people saw what I saw all over the eastern seaboard of the United States, halfway down the East Coast, and then all around Western Europe. And then when the Royal Fighter Jets went after it, poof, it was gone off the radar over the Arctic Circle.
Yeah.
And I must have been traumatized to some extent, because as I was hearing about exactly what I experienced and what I witnessed so many decades before, it brought me to tears. It was almost a relief. Like, this was not my imagination under any circumstances. This was what it was. And don't ever question yourself about it again. And that's when I started writing. about my experiences. It really kind of liberated me. It opened a door that will never ever close. And I'm perfectly content with that, Van. I am happy to be part of disclosure.
Yeah.
Capital D. Not, everybody's like, well, the capital D means Department of Defense. It means the White House. No, it doesn't. It means credible people with incredible stories to share.
Yeah, the whole paranormal thing and things we don't understand, it isn't black and white. And when I say black and white, it's like either people believe or they don't believe. I think this is one subject where there has to be a bit of a gray area. Because just because we don't understand it doesn't mean it doesn't exist.
Right.
And I had a great podcast about this. Well, it was actually a podcast about, I mean, there's so much drama going on now in the paranormal community with this whole Conjuring House thing that just happened with Sam and Colby and Cody and Satori. We spoke about it the other day.
Yeah.
And to me, it's kind of like, well, regardless whether it is, done for entertainment or whether or not it's true or, at the end of the day, people shouldn't seek validation from a YouTube video or a YouTube
please
series.
Spare me.
Yeah.
And by the way, I have known Cody and Satori since they were little kids. Yeah. And everything that they do is real. And anyone that questions their veracity or questions their abilities doesn't have a clue about what they're talking about. And I just dismiss it out of hand. I know them both very, very well. And I have been privy to many of their sessions, not one or two, but many of them. I've seen everything that they've done in person. And, honestly, Van, question anything you want, but don't question Cody and Satori. They're the real deal.
I think and with all due respect, I don't know Cody and Satori. The first time I heard their names was like 2 days, or about 2 weeks ago. I've never heard of them. And I think my perspective on it is, I'm going to reserve, I'm not going to say they are fake or they're not fake or whatever, but if I don't see things for myself, I'm going to be a little bit on the fence. I'm not saying
that's fine. Then I will introduce you to them and you will be blown away. Blown away. We'll get you to that farmhouse. We'll introduce you to them.
Yeah, listen, I have to go to that farmhouse.
Yes, no, you really do. Bill has a question for you, and he wants to put it up on this. Oh, all in caps. That means he's screaming at us.
Oh, okay. Being from South Africa, what do you think about the Zimbabwe case of the school children? Do you know what? To be honest, I still want to do a video about that because that is very interesting. That is a very interesting case. How much do you know of it, Andrea?
Not enough.
So, as I understand, if I hope I'm getting this right. I can't remember exactly when this happened, if it was in the 80s or 90s, but
I think it was in the late 80s. I'm pretty sure.
It was. I think it was kind of like a rural school in Zimbabwe, and all these kids saw basically this UFO land with aliens, and every single one of them drew the exact same thing.
Right.
Which was, now the thing that stumps me about that is why? If this was, because the first thing I always go to is, okay, if it's a hoax, why would it be a hoax? But in this thing, in this case, it doesn't make sense. I couldn't see, I haven't delved into it deep enough. But I can't see the financial gain in something like that.
There was none.
Yeah.
There was none. Just like the girls at Fatima. There was no gain for them.
Yeah.
Saying that they saw the vision of the Virgin Mary and that she spoke with them. There was no gain for them. All that it could do is cause aspersions to be cast upon them. These kids had nothing to gain, but they also were so young they had nothing to lose by simply telling the truth. and they all had the same experience at the same time. This is really all I know about this.
I think
And then they all recounted it exactly the same way, and they all drew what they saw separately, and all the pictures matched. That's really all I need.
No, definitely. I think, well, look, I think too many things have happened, stretching back before the whole internet age for there not to be something. And to me, logically, I just don't see how we can be alone in the universe. It just doesn't.
It doesn't compute, nor should it, because it's ludicrous.
Yeah, it really doesn't. And I think with regards to this whole thing, and with regards to the paranormal, I think you have to kind of trust your own instincts rather than seek validation from anyone, for that matter. Because with regards to the rise of internet and YouTube and social media and all that stuff, there are a lot of ghost hunting shows that are in it for financial gain. Unfortunately, it is. The paranormal has become a pretty lucrative business.
Yeah, for some.
Yeah, for some.
I pretty much give away everything that I do and everything. I'm like, oh, you want a free poster? Here's a free picture. I only sell my books because I have to.
Yeah, no, look,
not a roof over my head, but if I was in a position to give the books away, I would do that too. Because for me, it's not about the money at all; it's about the message.
No, 100%. Look,
I'll die a pauper. I just don't. Not that impressed, but I agree with you. There is a common denominator in all things.
Yeah.
And the more I look at the world at large in every aspect, I mean, geopolitically, exopolitically, environmentally, and in every aspect of life on this planet, someone is exploiting someone else somewhere for their own gain.
And the thing is, and they're able to do that because people, or us as humans in general, want closure. Mm-hmm. It's like a magnet. We have to have closure, like yesterday. Yeah. So if someone can give undeniable proof of whatever, then there are people that'll be drawn to that, and that'll tend to believe that because it kind of fits a narrative. It kind of fills a void in their lives.
Yeah.
And I think people should just kind of, look at things logically. The paranormal is, again, just because people don't understand it doesn't mean it doesn't exist.
Right.
So I definitely think there's a spiritual realm. I don't think it's understood fully, but I won't cover the subject on my podcast if I wasn't genuinely fascinated by it. And I am. But unfortunately, with the internet age, there is just so much more bullshit to filter through. Mm-hmm. If you can, yeah. But
unfortunately, fear has been turned into a fungible commodity, and I get a lot of grief. Well, not a lot, because I pretty much ignore the bastards. But come here, baby. Come on up here. Oh, I have to introduce you to the Princess Peanut Butter Cup. This is my baby. Oh my God! Look at this beautiful dog. This is the center of my universe, man. This is her. This is my baby dog. She's my baby. Do you have any of your dogs with you in your office?
I can.
You can.
One is lying like right there off camera. I can get her quick.
Go get her.
Okay.
Peanut butter. Oh, my peanut butter. Oh my God! You don't lick the lip lard off. Don't lick my lip lard. I gotta have some color, Are you my baby dog? Are you my baby? Here. Okay, I know. She came over to see me. Hi, Bill. Are you admiring the Princess Peanut Butter Cup? Are you? Look at the dog. Look at this.
God,
look at that doggy. Peanut, look at that beautiful doggy. Oh my God. We are quite sure. Don't be jealous, Sammy. Don't be jealous. We are quite sure that dogs are better than people.
Yeah.
Want to see mine?
Quite sure of it.
Watch this. He's upside down on the recliner over there. Look at him. Oh my gosh. Anyway, great show to both of you. I mean, very interesting. So I'm going to let you guys keep going because we got about 8 minutes.
8 minutes. Okay, we have 8 minutes left, Van. Tear it up.
I just promised one of my subscribers that I would ask you this question.
Okay. Flipping the table on me now, huh?
Yeah. What part of the real story of The Conjuring and your experiences in the old farmhouse in Harrisville, Rhode Island, didn't make it to the movie?
95% of the real story didn't make it into the movie. About 5% of the story is absolutely accurate. And the rest of it was conjured in the minds of a couple of screenwriters that desperately wanted to tell the true story. And every time they tried to integrate some of my books into that screenplay, the three-piece suit wearing fear-based carbon units at Warner Brothers sent the script back and said, redact it, delete it, take it out. This will run people right out of the theaters. What's the point of spending multi-millions of dollars making a film that nobody stays to watch because they're terrified? And you know what? I don't think of our story as a horror story at all. I think it's a love story with a wicked supernatural twist, that everything that happened to my family happened for a reason. And then 30 plus years later, it was my job to tell it.
I have to go to that house.
I want to go with you.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, because you're a lot closer to it in Toronto than I am down here. I'm in Georgia currently.
I think we should.
I will let you know the next time I'm going.
Yeah.
And we'll take you and introduce you to Bill says he's going when you go. Just pick him up in upstate New York. You got to drive right through there anyway.
We'll do our own. I want to do my own investigation, but I will run. I'm not ashamed to say I will run screaming if I see something, or God forbid I see a demon or whatever.
There's no demons there.
Okay. Well. Yeah.
There's stuff. There's a lot of activity.
Yeah.
But there's nothing demonic in that house.
No, it'll be genuinely interesting to visit the place. I mean, it's been so commercialized, hasn't it? These last couple of years.
Not anymore.
Okay.
Not anymore. Jacqueline Nunez, who purchased the house a year ago last May, has transformed it in a lot of ways. Nothing against the couple who owned it prior to that. They did their very level best. But they were walking that razor's edge of, we want to open it to the public and let it be a business where we can do tours and stuff and people can come in and do investigations. But then there was a lot of misbehaving that went on there and a lot of disrespect of the house and the spirits. And that really aggravated me. Jacqueline brought that to an abrupt halt. She did. I mean, she can't control every single thing that comes out of there. I've seen some videos, and I only watch like 2 to 3 minutes at a time to just get the gist of something. I don't have time to sit around and watch all of the scrap. I go make my own videos and my own documentaries and my own movies and my own thing. And I go back to the house as frequently as possible. Because it's the only place that ever felt like home to me in my whole life. It is my home and heart. But I will tell you that it's treated the way that it should be now. It's treated with respect and reverence, and no shenanigans are allowed. And I'm not saying that there aren't, some kids maybe that are a little immature that have done some work in the house. But they're learning too, and they're the future. And, what a way to feel that kind of energy. I'm telling you, Van, when you're in that house, you know you are in a place that is connected to the earth, but not really of the earth. I have always described it as a portal cleverly disguised as a farmhouse.
Yeah.
And I want you to feel that. And I want to be there with you and your wife when that happens.
I would.
Bill has invited himself. Just pick him up on the way.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. My wife can be possessed sometimes in any case, but it is what it is. I'm going to be in such
now
trouble.
She doesn't get to see this episode of A World Awakening, does she?
I'm going to be in so much trouble now, but it's fine. It's
I
fine.
know. It's just.
But yeah, we definitely have to make a date for that. I would definitely make the trip. And like you said, if you can go with, that'll be great.
Yes, I will make a point of it. And I so look forward to introducing you to everyone who is doing their level best to represent the house, its history, and its ancestry, and its the activity in that house is sublime. I mean, it's loving, absolutely loving, and the communication is loving, and we're learning so much from the spirits about the history of the house that we thought was lost and gone forever. So it's an amazing place, and we will arrange to do that. Bill's telling me that we have 2 minutes left, which was about a minute ago. So how can people reach you? Where can they find you?
Well, they can reach me on social media. Everything's at Van's World Podcast. Not Van's Podcast. There's actually a YouTube channel called Van's Podcast, but it's a DIY channel.
Yeah,
it isn't me. So it's Van's World Podcast, and that's pretty much me.
Excellent. Did you have fun?
Oh, it was amazing. This was the first time I've been a guest. It was great. Thank you very much for having me. I really appreciate it, and it certainly is an honor to be invited to your podcast. It was great. Thank you so much.
Well, you treated me like the Queen of Sheba on your show. So I'll just treat you, my skeptical friend, as King of Denial, and we'll just keep on moving forward.
Thank you so much.
Wonderful, wonderful night. Thank you for joining me. Thank you all for watching A World Awakening. I hope you enjoyed the show, and we'll see you again next week. And remember, and never forget to always be the light you seek. Good night, everyone.